this is a good book. I really like it. Well, if you don't like what you write, I don't know why you charge for it, right? So, and we have it in 2 covers. We have the Christian one. It's nice and white, and it's pretty. But I like that one. It's for young and old people. Kind of goes with, do you think it goes with that color? And then the same exact book has a different cover called Sexual Revolution, The Naked Truth About Moral Purity. And it has Ahmad Gibbons, who is, I don't know, VH1. You guys know about VH1? You guys probably, nobody knows about VH1? You just don't want to admit it, right? I didn't know what VH1 was till 3 months or 4 months ago. And Ahmad Gibbons, he's on a show on VH1 called Real Chance at Love 2. Don't watch that show. It's totally bad. I watched about 15 minutes of it, but Ahmad is he's the #1 rated whatever actor or whatever they call those guys on that dating show, or was. That dating show is over now, but he endorsed this book, not because he's a great example of purity. Ahmad's a really close friend of mine, so this is his, he's cool with me sharing this. But he's had a real struggle with purity, read this book. A friend of mine gave him this book. He read this book, and he said, man, this book's changed my life. We need to do something together. And so, yeah, it's awesome. A whole bunch of my Christian friends, when he wrote an endorsement on the back, says, I absolutely love this book, and it's given me a new perspective on purity. You have no idea how much this has helped me with my struggle to living a pure life. This book is for real. I kind of play on words. A bunch of my Christian friends are like, why do you have someone like Ahmad Gibbons endorsing your purity book? And the reason is because we thought that people who actually need this book ought to get it. And so we thought it was a really good idea to have somebody who's actually struggling with their purity tell other people who are struggling with their purity, I found some help here. So, anyway, that's good. So, Shelley, you want to give those away? Where'd you go? It's your birthday? No, Shelley's going to decide. Sorry.
Your mom. Oh my goodness.
Should have done something different than that, but. I have a couple of really cool testimonies. One is we were doing a conference, a supernatural conference in Singapore last year, and we were doing training and equipping there for 2 weeks. I spent the week there. We sent a team after that to do the second week, and I noticed somebody kept saying to me, "Hey, do you know who that is in the front row?" I'm like, "No, but everywhere that guy goes, there's a whole group of people follow him." Says, well, he's the most famous singer in all of Asia. His name is Vanessa, and he's with the band F4, and he's also an actor. And he just got saved a year ago, and someone brought him to your training, to the supernatural training session. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I was telling the story about Ahmad, and I didn't tell you the whole story about Ahmad Gibbons, but it's a really cool story about how Ahmad and I got connected and how we're working together right now. Ahmad just got married too, which is really cool. I'm excited for him. And so anyway, I was sharing this whole story about Ahmad and how Ahmad read my book, and he just got totally rocked, and he's really working to change his life. And Vanessa comes up afterwards and says, "Hey, my name's Vanessa, and you probably don't know who I am." I said, "No, I don't." He said, "Well, I just received Christ about a year ago." And anyway, the short story is that I'd love to read that book, and so I gave him the book. And anyway, the next thing I know, he starts a whole movement in Taiwan. He's got shirts that he's made, T-shirts. God is better than sex. He did a purity concert in Taiwan. 5,000 kids signed a purity contract with God. He signed his purity contract in front of all those kids to keep his purity. God restored his virginity. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And I just got a text. I didn't tell you this yet. I got a text message yesterday, an email yesterday from Taiwan. 63,000 kids have signed purity contracts in the last 2 months. Isn't that amazing? So Vanessa was a couple weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. We met in Los Angeles, and Vanessa came to my house for 3 days and stayed at my house. But we met in LA. I was doing a conference with Che, and we met for dinner with a bunch of people. Maud was there, and I introduced the Maud to Vanessa, which was really fun. They met for the first time, and when Vanessa comes to dinner, he texted me and said, "Hey, can I bring a friend with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be cool." So he brings this young gal with him. She's about 28, Asian gal, very beautiful, and she walks up to me. She throws her arms around me. She goes, "Oh, you saved my life." I'm like, "I did. Don't even know you." She goes, "Yeah, I read this book and it's changed my life." And I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome." And she said, "Oh, you don't realize what I'm saying." And anyway, she's going through this whole thing. And I'm like, "Oh, that's good." You know, it's kind of, yeah, okay, good, cool, time out. Anyway, it turns out that a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, she was the November Playmate for Playboy magazine. And God totally delivered her. 10 years of addiction, 10 years of drugs. Isn't that amazing? And we're doing a purity conference, a sexual revolution conference that Shelly told you about. She's going to come and give her testimony. And her name is Grace. Is that appropriate? So 10 years of drug addiction, 10 years doing porn. She finally said she hit the big time. She was in Playboy magazine as the centerfold cover for November issue 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, not this last November, the November before. And then God completely delivered her. And she's like, "I am so happy to be free." And then God restored her virginity. Kind of raw. I kind of like that part. I like that, all of it, actually. I like sex too because I'm married. And I just wanted to tell you that it's a lot better than anyone's told you about. That's what I believe. Sticking to it. I wanted to tell you this story. Several years ago, I was working with some kids that were on probation in Trinity County. I worked with them for 5 years. I had a youth group, and it was almost all kids that were on probation. So the first night, I'm driving to this meeting, and actually what we did is we played basketball and volleyball and driving to this gym, and I'm really nervous. I've never met these kids before, and I worked with some. I've